Hey gang, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. Today we're going to talk about a subject I really like dealing with, and that is blocked pockets in 8-ball. Now, I tell guys all the time, don't keep your balls on the table with the intent of blocking a pocket. It not only is such an incredibly amateur strategy, but it doesn't work against people that know what they're doing. So I'm going to teach you guys today how to take control of the action, how to be the dominant player when someone else is blocking the pocket. So let's take a look at what we have here. There are multiple issues on this one table here. We are the solids, and we have the 14 blocking our 3. We have the 15 blocking the 8. Wait a second, Bryan, I'm not on the 8 yet. Treat the 8 like it is your ball. The 8 is mine because I'm going to be the one shooting it, right? If you don't think of the 8 as your ball, how are you going to win the game, guys? Come on now. The 8 is your ball, and they're blocking your ball. If you're going to run out, you need to fix that down there. Now, that said, I've got that issue and that issue. So what am I going to do to fix those issues? Well, there's a couple things you can do. First off, you can start running some of your balls off if you like, or you can go straight for the issues and deal with them now. I like to deal with the problem shots early in the rack, but because this is a two-part plan, I've got the 15 and I've got this 3-14 situation. What do? I'm going to get a couple of my balls off because the 8 is going to be sitting in front of that pocket unblocked. So why not get some of my balls off the table here, and then you'll see what we do with the second part of this strategy. So I'm going to play this 4. I can now play the 1, or I can leave it there. I am going to actually leave the 1 there, kind of as an insurance shot. And here's the best part. We're going to play the 5 in the side, and are you paying attention? The 7 is wired to the 15. Actually, it's not totally wired. It goes a little bit to the left of the 15. But what we can do is by hitting this cluster on this side, we are pushing the 7 ball towards that pocket. So I'm going to hit it with just not a lot of speed, just a little bit of stun. Our 5 is going to go in. Our 15 is in, and now who owns that pocket? We do, and we can take that 7 anytime we want and open it up with that 8. But we're not done yet, right? We're still shooting. I can play the 1 right now if I choose to. And by the way, if you went and shot the 7 before you shot the 1, you're okay. It doesn't matter. Because what are we going to do about that 14? Shoot it right in the pocket for them. Shoot it right in the pocket off of our 3 ball, and we control the entire table because they've got these 2 balls down here that I'm going to tell you, every amateur player, 7 and below, are underdogs if I leave my cue ball down that end of the table and force them on these shots. And guess what I'm going to have? 2 damn pocket hangers. Let's see what it looks like. This is high right-hand English. It's your shot. What do? I control that pocket, and I control that pocket. And by the way, if they didn't have their balls blocking the pocket, I wouldn't have as much control. It actually turned against them because they felt that they were in front of those pockets and I couldn't do anything about it. And now they don't have a legitimate shot. Understand that making their ball off of your ball is a very powerful strategy when somebody is blocking the pockets. So you have to make decisions based on the rules that you're playing, but no serious event is going to be playing in a situation where you can't make somebody else's ball off of your ball. So that's a legal shot. That's a legal shot. And leaving this ball right here, right now, has left them in a situation where there's nothing they can do. What are you going to do? I have 2 pocket hangers, and who owns these pockets? That's right, I do. There are certain situations in pool that intermediate players play incorrectly over and over and over again. Unless they're watching a channel like this and learning these things, they keep making the same mistake over and over again. Not learning anything from what happened the other 200 times the situation came up. One of them is the good old 2 for 1. The opponent's ball is blocking the 4 ball. We have an opportunity here to make the 4 and the 11. So what do we do here? First thing that a lot of players do incorrectly is they try to send the 4 to the 11 with a cut shot like this. It's not going to work in most cases. Now, if the 11 was against the pocket here, you might be able to actually get your 4 in this gap and make both balls. If the 11 is directly in the center of the pocket and you try to cut this in, you're not going to have enough forward roll on the 4 ball in order to get your 2 for 1. So what we want to do is play our 1 ball in the side and try to get as straight as we can on the 4. So now we can get some forward roll out of the 4 ball. Here's where a lot of people go wrong. A lot of people have been taught to shoot this with a draw stroke and transfer some topspin to the 4 ball. And by the way, it works, but it doesn't make the shot easier, okay? And you hit it a little bit harder because you're trying to put draw on it. But a rolling ball will go in right behind that 11. What you want to do is you want to hit it where you're not hitting any edge of the pocket at all. And you're going to get shape on something else. Look, we have insurance shots. So while we're making our 4, and our 4 is rolling in after the 11, now this is just a little bit above center. I'm not putting any draw on this. That ball is going to continue to roll. I didn't have to put any draw on the shot. So now I stayed on the 6 if I want to shoot that. I'm on the 3 ball as well, and I got my 2 for 1. So stop putting draw on those shots when you don't need them. Stop trying to hit them from angles and getting your 2 for 1, because it's not going to work unless the original ball is so far to one side of the pocket that you can put your ball down the center somehow and get them both. But you're going to get enough of a rolling ball that you do not need to put draw on that shot. And by the way, the idea makes sense to transfer some topspin to that 4 ball, but it is not necessary, and it just amplifies your difficulty of getting position on another shot and of making your 2 for 1. A lot of people will end up, because they're putting draw on it, they end up being off center when they're trying to make the shot and mess everything up. Let's look at something else. So here's an interesting situation. We're on our solids. 14 is blocking our pocket. Can't get to the 4. The 6 is being blocked by the 13. The 8 is in the pocket here. We can't bank the 3 ball here, and that really would not help us. Our 7 ball would still be there in front of that 14 ball. But what if we don't need that pocket anymore? This is exactly what I would do. Bank the 7 ball back here. This is one of my favorite bank shots. So we're crossing the 7 ball, and we're playing it back here, and at the same time we're going to nudge the 3 into an area of the table where it's a lot more makeable. The 4 becomes our insurance shot if we're not on the 3, and we have an opportunity here to run out. So we play high right on this 7. We nudge the 3 down table. We will have a shot on the 3, the 4, and our only difficulty right now is actually the 6 ball, because the 6, we need to get just about here to have a decent shot on the 6, but 6 ball might not even have been on the table. We would have had the same scenario. So if you have an opportunity to make a relatively easy bank or any kind of shot, ball's going in the side pocket like we showed earlier, you have a chance to make a ball and not need that pocket anymore. We don't have to knock it out of the way. All we have to do is get our ball out of the way. We don't have to clear the pocket. So don't always think you need to clear the pocket. You can nudge your balls into another zone where it's makeable. Let's look at something else. The 1 is being blocked by the 10. It doesn't go there. It doesn't go here. You can't even bank it somewhere. It goes nowhere. But if we can somehow nudge these balls, I don't care which one of them, any of them that we nudge improves our position that we have right now. How many of you are shooting the 3? You shoot the 3, you lose. If you shoot the 3 and you're solids, the stripes win this game. Don't shoot the 3. This is your insurance shot, because what we're going to do is create some havoc over here, but we need to have this insurance shot because we don't know exactly what's going to happen with our position after we shoot this. So what do we do to create havoc? We aim for the 8, the 1, the 10. I don't care which one I hit, and I just nudge these balls into a different position. That's going to be enough. So if I play my 4 ball here, I'm going to put a little bit of low, maybe a little bit of low left on this. There we go. Now, guess what? The 1 is makeable. And guess what else? If we had shot this 3 ball, we wouldn't be on the 1. We'd be stuck. We wouldn't have anything to do. So again, you're not going to see this exact layout, but ask yourself, how can I get his ball out of the pocket? Or how can I push my ball to a location that's going to be makeable? If you have shots that aren't makeable, make them makeable, okay? Write that down. That's going to be a t-shirt one day. If you have shots that aren't makeable, make them makeable, and that way you can run out. Let's look at one last thing. Some things are so outside of the box that 90% of players aren't going to see it. This is one of those. We're on the solids, as usual. We have a problem. We have 2 problems. We have a cluster here, and we have a ball sitting in the pocket. If you get a chance to do this, whoever you're playing is going to lose their mind. They're going to wake up in the middle of the night, and they're just going to be screaming out, I can't believe he did that. And if you want, you can make it look like luck. But what we need to do is we need to break up this cluster, and we need to make this ball. And to some of you, it's going to seem like a trick shot, but if you watch this channel, you know that I've done entire videos just about this angle. Because this 6 ball leads right to this diamond, which leads to the 1 going into the 10. Take all these little things and piece them together, and you can come up with these scenarios. Looks crazy far out to people, but it's not that far out to us because I shoot this on a regular basis. I'm constantly breaking up balls that are in this zone by using a shot like the 6 ball. Whether my cue ball is here or here, I throw a little bit more English on it, or is perfectly straight up and down, doesn't matter. I am a favorite to get into this zone. Maybe not to hit this perfectly to 1 into the 10, but I know I can get to this zone, so I'm going to shoot it. And why am I going to take this shot? For 2 reasons. 1, the opportunity has presented itself, and 2, how else am I getting my 1 off of this 11 and freeing up this pocket? If you got an idea, share it with me, because these balls do not take my 1 off that 11 and free up this pocket at the same time. So what do? We shoot high right-hand English off this 6. We come down here, we hit this cluster. Oh my God, Brian, what's going to happen? We're going to be out. Looks like a trick shot, right? No, this is a pull. It's pulled on a very high creativity level. This is what I want you guys to do. You're not going to get this exact scenario, but if you understand that that shot brings you back here, and that if you can play that wired combo to clear up this ball, then you do it. You might only have half the scenario to deal with. But if you didn't see it, because in many cases, the difference between me and you is I've seen more things happen at the pool table than you have. It's not just my ability to shoot shots that you can't shoot, 7-foot, 8-foot draw shots if you don't have that shot. That's not the difference in running out very often. Very often the difference is creativity. So look for things like this. They happen, and you need to just be in a position to do something about it when it does happen. The guy says how lucky you are. You say, yeah, absolutely, I'm lucky as hell. You know why I'm lucky? Because I saw FXBilliards when Bryan showed me that shot, and look, it came up in an actual game. Everything I show you guys, no matter how exotic it looks, came up in a game. Okay, I didn't invent this stuff last night with a storyboard. These are shots that we've done in games or saw someone do, a pro do, or whoever, and then laid them out for you guys to see how to do it. So, thanks for watching. If you're watching on FXB TV, thank you very much for your membership. If you're not watching on FXB TV, you need to check it out, because for less than $1 a day, you're going to see some information that no one else is going to see in a format that is going to be, let's just say it, better than YouTube.
Hey gang, if you enjoy FXBilliards on YouTube, you'll love FXB TV. It's the ultimate streaming platform for exclusive videos, tips, and techniques you won't find anywhere else. Join now to lock in our special introductory rate and be part of the FXBilliards community.